Secrets to falling asleep faster. I'm making this video because, especially in the modern day and age, I realize a lot of y'all need help falling asleep faster and sleeping longer. A lot of you don't sleep well. A lot of the men that I coach have insomnia or think they have insomnia, and they're not really sure what to do about it. So in this video, I'm going to break down a little bit of history about sleep and sleep technology. And I'm going to break down to you a number of things that you can do based on science, based on research to help you sleep better. I personally have been doing a lot of research on sleep recently, especially because I just got a new king mattress because me and my girlfriend want to make room for our dog. So now I'm sleeping in the middle. I got the dog on one side. I got my partner on the other side. I'm sleeping really good, and I've learned a lot of things. I sleep a lot better. I've been there with you back when I was 23, coming out of college, playing video games all night long. Maybe you've seen my video why I quit playing video games. Sleeping to have a hard time falling asleep. Sleeping to noon every day, 1 p.m. I did this missing my classes. I just thought, oh, I'm a night owl. I'm a night person. I don't sleep well. But the reality is, I just didn't know what I was doing. So, welcome in, fam. Much love, Trap here. By the way, we're out in the farm, so thumbs up for the farm. We got a number of new lambs, if you see here, new baby lambs. We got the pigs over here. We got birds. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. So, let's start with a little bit of history, and then we're going to go into strategy and tactics backed up by science and some recommendations for you. Does that sound good? If so, make sure to watch it along. Come along with me. Okay? And yeah, if you like my channel, make sure to share these videos, share it with someone who helps. You ever see a pig kiss a sheep before? Well, you just did. You're seeing it right now. Okay, so the history. The relevant history is that new technology disrupts sleep. Two things are especially disruptive to sleep. The first one is blue light exposure, and the second one is heat. Because our body, the circadian rhythm, we rely on cues to tell us when to go to sleep, when to wake up. And the main cues that our body goes on, there's three main ones. The temperature it is, so how warm or cold we are. Because if it's warm, we get up. If it's cold, we want to go to sleep. It's sort of telling us the day. And the temperature is one. The other one's light. When it's dark, it's time to go to sleep. When it's light, it's time to get up. And the third one is the time that it's been since our first light exposure or since dusk. Basically, the timing, well, I woke up 16 hours ago, therefore, I'm starting to get tired now, right? So those are the key drivers of sleep. And by the way, when you improve your sleep, everything improves. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to just think better. You're going to be less stressed, less irritable. So there's so many reasons to improve your sleep. Okay, now we have a lot of new technological innovations that have to do with warmth and light. So, I mean, obviously you can see why it's helpful for the body to say, oh, it's bright, it's time to get up. The problem is, just in the last a little more than 100 years, we've had the incandescent light bulb. In the 1800s, they had oil, gas lamps. They weren't very bright and they're expensive. Candles. Now, suddenly we have incandescent light bulbs. We have cheap electricity for everyone. By the way, look at this beautiful farm view behind me. That is a beautiful, beautiful spot, huh? Other new inventions are, it's only been like 20 years since everybody's had a smartphone in their pocket. It hasn't been very long, right? And then even then, cheap internet's like 10 years on your phone where everyone's got cheap internet. Not even, it's been less than that. It hasn't been very long. It hasn't been very long since we've had these new technologies that sort of disrupt our sleep, that disrupt our ability to. I got the sheep here. Disrupt just temptations, right? There's just a lot of temptations now we haven't had before, and then all the electronics can tend to make the room warmer as well. Just having, you know, all these electronics going more contributes to a hot space. And then once you're in the funk of sleeping in late, it's really hard to change, because that last piece of it's been 16 hours, when you sleep until noon, it's really hard to go to sleep at 9 p.m., 9 hours later. So when it comes to shifting your sleep schedule, it's not really that simple. There's more factors to this too, which I'm going to go into. Let's start with the random one, and then we're going to get into the heat light stuff. But in my research that I've just been doing, one thing that I found is that the more days you exercise, the better your sleep quality, by far. By far. That's one of the easiest things that you can do. So if you're not exercising every day, then, and the research on this is clear, if you're not exercising every day, you're not going to sleep as well. Exercise every day if you want to sleep well. Exercise more days if you want to sleep better. That's one thing. Another thing, people tend to sleep better on firmer beds than softer beds. The people who sleep the best sleep on the firmest bed. The people who sleep the worst sleep on the softest bed. Although most people do well on a medium firm, but that's just something to be aware of. Okay. What else? So, the insomnia that you may think you have is probably just from poor hygiene and boundaries around your sleep, or around your electronics, basically. So, here's a habit that you can employ now. The first one is exercise more. Here's another habit you can employ, and this is to set a bedtime alarm. And when the bedtime alarm goes off, you turn off your phone, you dim the lights, it's time to go to sleep. Because one of the worst things you can do for your sleep is to be on your phone. And then when you wake up in the middle of that and you go on your phone, you're getting blue light exposure. What it's doing is suppressing melatonin. It's suppressing melatonin, and it's suppressing melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. So you can wear blue light blocking glasses. That's another hack, something you can buy if you're going to work on the computer in the evening, but try not to work on the computer in the evening. Another thing, so the circadian rhythm isn't just like 16 hours since I woke up. It's 16 hours since I had sunlight exposure on my eyes. Okay? So as soon as you can after getting up, go get sunlight exposure. Go outside. Okay? That's like almost as soon as you can. It makes a big difference. Other ways to suppress light: have low watt light bulbs. You want, a lot of the new light bulbs are in the blue range, up in the, 2600. I looked this up recently. I forget the measurement, if it's kilowatts or something. You want to be more in the orange yellow end of the spectrum for the lights in your bedroom. That makes actually a big difference. If your bedroom lamp is a bright blue light, it's going to really disrupt your sleep compared to if there's a dim light. What else you can do? You can put electrical tape or duct tape over all the little glowing things, like your computer charger, your all the things you're charging. If you got AC, set all those things so it's dark. Make your room cold and dark. So we got the dark now. Use dark out or blackout curtains as much as you can. It's nice to have a little bit of sunlight that can come in the morning, so it can cue you to start waking up. But as much as can, the darker, the better you're going to sleep. Another thing is that, where is it? What is it? Okay, so lights, I think we've talked sufficiently about light. Let's talk about temperature. And then you make it to the end. I'm going to throw in a new one that I learned more recently. Because I made a lot of videos like this, but they keep getting better over time as I learn more and I'm able to share more and have more science. Okay, so light's done. We got the light out of the way. Temperature. So ideally, your body's supposed to drop a couple degrees Fahrenheit to sleep, or a degree Celsius to sleep. and you want, ideally, optimal room is between about 62 and 66 degrees Fahrenheit for your room. So if you're cold, it's simple enough to layer on the blankets. If it's hot, it's not as simple as, if you live in a hot place, it's not as simple as just sleeping in the nude. Because if your room's 80 degrees, it's you're gonna run hot. So it's easier to sleep when it's cold than it's hot. So if you live in a hot place, what do? So you could use AC. It's worth the cost, I believe, to improve the quality of your sleep. If it's expensive, it's something that you can't do. Another thing you could have instead of AC, which I have both AC set at 64, and I've got a chili pad. Chili pad right now, it costs about $700, but it's pretty low energy compared to AC. That's a bed topper that has water running through it that you can put the temperature on. So you can set the temperature of your bed to like 60 degrees, and then you sleep on a cold bed. And that helps if it's hot. And then, so those are the things you can do, cheap things you can do. Take your shower at night instead of the morning, because just the water evaporating will cause you to be colder, which will bring your core temperature down, which will make it easier to sleep. You can also, I swim in the ocean in the evening, basically every day. That's not doable for most of you, but for some of you, if you like to swim, I used to swim in the pool in the evening, and that served the same effect. Or just taking a shower, or even just washing your face makes a difference. This is something that I learned, is even if you're not dirty, taking a shower will help you sleep. There have been times where I'm like, well, I don't really need a shower. I rinsed off earlier, and it's like, well, I didn't sleep as well, or fall asleep as easily. I wonder why that was. Well, I wasn't as cold as I needed to be. So temperature, yeah, I like to really get cold. Recommend getting really cold to start your sleep. So what I'll do is I'll have two blankets, a thin blanket to fall asleep, and then as I get very cold in the night, then I'll put on a second blanket. So we have temperature, we have light, and we have routine. Routine including exercise and sun exposure are the main things. And then the last thing that I'm going to share with you is there's research. The question is, do people sleep better alone or with other people? So this is a really interesting one, and there's different data on it. I know a lot of people like to sleep alone, but they found that people tend to fall asleep faster when in the presence or scent of a loved one. So it's not for everyone. Some people, what I find, for instance, is, and this is sort of common, is I tend to wake up more when sleeping with a partner and sleeping with a dog, but fall asleep faster. So there's a trade-off there. I used to take supplemental melatonin, which is something that you could do. But since I got more and more comfortable with my routine, sleeping with my partner and sleeping with this dog, I just fall asleep so quickly. And also all these other things that I'm doing, that I haven't taken melatonin in probably about 6 months to sleep. So I find that to be interesting. So yeah, if you're a single person, you might sleep better with, a partner. That one's probably the hardest one to change. But yeah, and then though, you're gonna sleep better if you've got a bigger bed. If you have like a partner, a baby, and a dog, and a twin bed, it's not gonna go so well. So it's worth investing in a more expensive bed. I know people say, hey, well, you're going to spend a third of your life in bed. For me, it's quite a bit more, because I read for an hour, then I sleep for 9 hours, 9 hours, and then I usually take a nap or lay down in the middle of the day for an hour. I'm probably in bed for 10, 11 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours. And I'm very athletic. I'm up and about in the other 12 hours, but you spend a lot of time in bed. It's worth spending to make your bed comfortable. So, hope you find that helpful. Hope you find that useful. I appreciate you, and yeah, I hope you find this stuff really useful. And if you made it all the way to the end, this is the sort of stuff that we work on with the one-on-one coaching. It's a number of things. One of them is improving the quality of your sleep. Oh, there's one more. Can't believe I made it all the way to the end without getting here. Forget the coaching thing for a moment. You're gonna sleep better when you're sober. Alcohol, weed, caffeine are all really disruptive to sleep. Weed's disruptive to your REM sleep, which is why you don't dream when you're on weed. It affects your memory. You don't sleep as well. Alcohol is especially disruptive. Y'all know this. Caffeine is really disruptive too. Disrupts your ability to fall asleep faster. So if you quit caffeine, you quit alcohol, you quit weed, you're going to sleep quite a bit better. And this is something that I experienced as well. Something that you would experience. And so, in summary, if you're sober, you exercise, you get sunshine first in the day, those are basic, and you have a loving partnership, those are things that are going to improve the quality of your sleep. Not taking drugs or thinking you have insomnia. Improving your sleep hygiene, turning your phone off early, putting on a go to bed alarm so you know to turn it off. Having dim lights, dim brown, yellow, orange lights, and having a cool room and a routine that makes your body cool. Do those things, you're going to sleep way better. Okay, back to what I was saying with the one-on-one coaching. We work on sleep, we work on habits, we work on sobriety, we work on making money, more money, and investing. We work on strategy of where to live, which job to take. We work on relationships of meeting people and managing good relationships in the digital age. And we work on helping you understand new technology such as cryptocurrency and investing. It's a really holistic thing. It's not just one thing that we work on. The lifestyle. So there's a lot of things to success. So if you're interested in that, it's not for everyone though. It covers a lot of things, but it's for men. It's for millennial men. It's for those of you who are trying to get ahead. You're trying to get ahead. You're trying to set up something for future generations. If that's you, there's a link down below. I'm still accepting clients. I'm not accepting 1 million clients, just a couple. So if you want to be in that group, that small group, then go join in so we can get started. Hope you find that useful. Appreciate you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace out and have a wonderful day. Appreciate you. Take care.